Hey everybody, so today I want to tell you guys also about the chronicles of my life because as I know from my past life, I did this silly thing which I would never believe because I am a Muslim, but basically it only confirmed how Destiny Magics has a lot of like truth, but because of how I was in my past life that I saw on this random quiz that said that I would have mishaps at work and things always happen at work. So there are times where at work which I share with guys, but this happened at like the one I ran away from the company. But I think the one that I also forgot to tell you is that there was like company last years that I worked for, and this company was a whole mess. And like I also realized there were other people who are just like me, and I was like thinking like, what a mess, because supposedly we're supposed to work for them, but the funny thing is that we went to help them somewhere, and then we went to have someone pick us in a van and drive us there, and then we didn't get paid and then disappeared. Like it's so funny because we were like waiting for them, and then I realized that the people lied, said like we're going for a meeting or something, and there was like no level below, like the whole building. They were saying meeting below, but there was no below. Yeah, I don't understand why that happens. Like I think that was like the worst kind of like work I've ever done, which wasn't my work. But yeah, then the other thing is like, okay, like the other fortunate thing is I happen to, you know, have met K at a workplace also, which then like what happened was that with the hackers like trying to target us and stuff. And also last year when I was like 19 or 18, I was working, and finally like now this year 2025 I found out that this guy who was so like also just assaulting me, yeah, he was definitely like caught, and then like the news was showing him, like I found out on Instagram, and it's just so like funny. Like I behave really really like oddly with people that I know are really good for me. I think it's like, not even it's not my superpower, but it's more like I act so odd. Like I can know that I'm acting odd, but I still odd. Like I would act really loud, or I would act in a way that isn't myself. It's like it's like a funny and like really like clownish way, but this is the only way I can act when I feel like I'm threatened. I'm pretty sure my body's like rejecting it, but in the way I act like really odd and stuff. And luckily, I blocked him before he ever asked for money, because this guy, who was my colleague when I was like 19, always like would also like, he was alright, but he was like, you know, yeah, I think he was the one who like really like touched me where I didn't want to be touched, and it was like so bad. Like I think it was like in front of him, and yeah, like I didn't see behind, but that was enough for me to block him. So even if it was like perceived or not, I'm like so glad, because then after that I left because I really also couldn't take my work for like 1 year, and I worked full time that time. Then I realized like I just don't really like vibe with him from the start, and I should have like trusted that, because then like you know I wouldn't have cared about him. I was just really like a normal person I talk to, and then just go about my life. And it's like really really like like painstaking. I was actually listening to my intuition, and yeah, this is what I mean by why I'm trying to warn you guys about people like that you feel off about. And yeah, it is very like lucky for me, because I already gone about like to work in other companies, and then I one day that time I call from like my manager at that time where I was working at where I met this guy who likes to like, you know, borrow money. So to make things clear, I was working when I was 18 or 19, and this is the guy I'm talking about that got caught on the news, right? So I then found out from my manager at the time, like, she told me that she has been asking people for monies, and then I just say like, I don't know. She tried asking questions about him. I said I don't know. I just said I blocked him. I was just so done. But then like, I mean, I couldn't be surprised. I'm like, he was like that, so like, and I already left him, and I don't know him anymore. I didn't think about him, but yeah. So I think I told her just shouldn't do that, and my other colleague too. Bro, yeah, and yeah, he was the one who was like working as the like, some physiotherapist, and he keeps for the crime he took a very large amount from like this person, and it's kind of like sickening to think about because he keeps borrowing from multiple people from the workplace where I worked, and now he's there just for one person, targeting one person for a very huge amount of money. It's like I don't understand. So yeah, then I have like this like psychic ability, I'm sure, that I have like premonition, the most like important like power I have. Power because for me it's overwhelming to see things, and even if I hear things, like they wouldn't be that bad, that it would be like helpful, it would be like neutral, or if it's threatening, then I obviously know I'm a really anxious person, so I'll try to like not be like, you know I'll try to ground myself or listen to music. Like, I think like growing up with like, just being unsafe, and I'm not necessarily an anxious person. Like, if I have a panic attack, like obviously I would always know that I would be alone at least, but at that point of time, even if I'm anxious, it's more like it's because my brain sees things beyond what is here, right? So I already know that, it's not really going to kind of like be a good thing to even be anxious, because if I see things, at least for me, I don't need to like think so hard. I'll just watch it happen like a show. So premonition is me seeing like things before it happens, but I think it's also like knowing what I see. So I always believe that this black shadow or figure, the shape in the man, is always a demon, which is meaning that they always have like bad like intentions towards me, towards other people. So obviously, demons will always ruin everything, right? So that time at my freelance work I do, I saw that like, because I work with children, and I saw this, just that thing walking around like to the right, and I was like, thinking like, sure, because my main focus is on the students. Then after a while there was accident happening like for the other class and also my class, which I know that means that wasn't really safe for anyone, and I just hate it because for me I feel somewhat responsible for that. Obviously I am as a teacher, but still I feel like on the whole, like I also ask like my feelings like, damn, like why did I see that? Like I don't want to see that, you know what I mean? But I can't really help it. Like it's just premonition, or if I dream about something then it happens, and it's also another kind of story. But I don't believe dreams at all, actually, not much. Like I think it's like a simulation where you think it's real, but I think for me I would always feel it in my body. Like for example, intuition is anybody can get it, right? But for me, at my workplace where I'm at, I already know in my body that I've been here before, even though I haven't been there in my whole life, that company. And as much as I don't want to believe in past life, I think like it's true that maybe my work life is just unfortunate in that way, or that anything really, but I do believe that every time at work, every something bad will keep happening. Every single time where I step into the court where I saw the thing, and I saw like someone playing, you know, my children playing, that I have to take care of because of my relief teacher, then I literally get hit by the ball. Like I wouldn't hear anything beside me, I just get hit by the ball at my head. And it's like I need to not be in there. That's how I have to take a precaution, even though that makes my work harder. But yeah, I was like so done. Like can never catch a break, I think. But I'm still grateful for what I work, but then maybe it will continue, but I wouldn't have to think like it's challenge like me. I just have to like see what happens. Because somehow I just think like it's really like kind of tougher for me than usual, because some people have jobs where everybody would do well in, even them, and they can sustain it. But for me it's like an extra layer of like so-called like danger, but at least I can see and know that, you know, that maybe for me I would have to really find a company where there's not nowhere that, you know, mishaps can happen, which I doing freelance where it's all fine. I don't have to deal with it every day. But I'm really glad that, you know, my freelance work, nothing really happens like all the time. So I mean, I'm kind of glad for that. But yeah, so it's been really very like great to tell you guys like 3 videos on how like, you know, my life has been affected in a very like off way. But besides, this year has also not been really smooth feeling for everyone. I'm also guessing because things has been off, or like people get sick, or like time moves so fast, or like the sky is suddenly so bright, right? Because I was like myself, like it's like 6-7 p.m. but it's so bright. When I was younger it was already so dark. So then I was like, okay, you know, I was thinking myself, let's just continue this year, and hopefully next year will be a better year for me and for you. I hope you guys take care.